Welcome back to Spider-Man. Uh, we're investigating the demons this part. That's all I know. If you
Time to
remember
take
at the
down
end
a
of
weird Japanese crime syndicate.
yeah, but
Or,
with powers.
of course.
Yeah. Oh, hey, a landmark.
Someone tells me this is the section of the game everybody complains about not wanting to replay, simply because it's original characters.
No, the demons I think are very well implemented into this world. Really, the like Sinister Six, they don't get much to do in this game. They're like a couple bosses each, but they don't have much in terms of story that matters. You know?
Do all the characters get like a full introduction, like Doc Ock, or is it only Doc Ock?
Well, Doc Ock is the only one that really matters out of all of the other ones. Oh, hey, it's demons. Yeah, see, now these guys are just going to start popping up over the map. So we get demon crime missions now. Wow.
Is it any different?
They are stronger than the regular criminals. They have, like, super-powered guns and shit. And then when they punch you, like, white smoke comes out. Or whatever.
So just get good and never get hit and you'll be fine.
I am, finally, it's been, 3 whole parts of this, but I'm finally getting back into the swing of the combat.
Oh my goodness.
At this point. Yay. But, yeah, no, I think the demons in this are very well integrated into the plot. Obviously, Martin Lee is, It's always my favorite Spider-Man villains are always the ones that have a good personal connection to Peter. I know they all don't need to be that, but they do that pretty well with Martin Lee here.
Yeah.
And we'll see more of it as time goes on. I'm actually not sure when Peter actually figures out it's Martin Lee, but it's
Gotcha.
relatively soon. It's like it's not a secret they keep for very long in this game, which I was surprised by. I figured it'd be like a big shock reveal near the end of the game, but no, Doc Ock's really the main end game villain in this game. So, on to the next story thing. I guess not. Never mind.
This is why I'm never recording an open world game.
Yeah, well, no, you will.
What game?
Shadow Generations.
That's not open world.
It's got the open zone.
I said open world. If they're gonna call it by a different name, I'm not calling it open world.
It's the same fucking thing. It's the Sonic open world equivalent.
No. It's an open zone.
You should play other notable open zone games like Mario 64, Mario Odyssey.
Those are just called 3D platformers.
You're just falling for the blast processing marketing terminology. I'm just saying.
You're saying blast processing is only in marketing? For shame. Now you'd lie to me.
So is Open Zone. It's the literal same thing. Jesus Christ, fuck that guy in particular.
Yeah.
God damn.
He said mean things
Fuck
about
this
my
guy.
mother.
Yeah, these missions are dumb and they're all over the place. And I don't know why I keep doing them. It's that kind of thing. This game is like the kind of thing where you're playing, you're not really thinking about what you're doing. You're just like, I'm Spider-Man, I'm doing things. Let's go. This is fun. And then you watch back the footage and you're like, why? Why did I do this? I wasted so much time.
That's what I do in Zelda. So I'm not recording an open world game.
It's very much the same thing in Zelda. Breath of the Wild, I'm sure if I recorded that shit like 60 of the parts would just be me like walking around gathering materials, looking at pretty sights and shit.
If I recorded it, you'd see about 60 jump cuts per part.
You'd like accidentally jump cut the one of the divine beasts.
I have done that before.
Yeah, and you'd accidentally cut out the cutscenes as well, because you've also done that before.
Hey, one
Trying
day
to
I'll
get these
record an
20 aerial
Assassin's
hits.
Creed game. That could be fun.
I think doing at least one game like that could be fun. But at the same time, like you said, all of these games take after that. So it's like we're just doing the same thing over
Yeah,
and over.
but it'd mainly be for the story. So I would want to do a lot to cut out a lot of the meandering and just focus on the story. Because I do like the story a lot for Assassin's Creed. Throughout the various games, it's generally pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Though that may be just more fun as a live stream. I don't know.
What caches are the demons after?
Oh, we're actually doing a story mission
Figure out what they're guarding.
relatively quickly into the part. Look at that.
Finally.
Creepers everywhere. Might need to deal with them first.
Yeah. This was still, you know, during the time. This was like the playthrough I did right after
Conquer.
Prime Remastered in terms of recording and editing, so it's very much like the same fucking problem.
At least you admit it's a problem.
Scattered around here.
Yeah. I'll get better. We just gotta get through this and Ori.
And this is why I record all of my games a day before.
See, I just don't. I feel like that's too stressful for me.
Store here.
Because I like the fact that I haven't had to record or edit any playthroughs in like over a year.
I don't know, I just hate binging a game for like multiple days in a row. Maybe like 1 to 2 days.
Well,
But
I
after that, I
recorded
take a
this.
break.
Since the way I did all this, since I had, you know, a lot of backed up footage, I recorded this at my leisure. You know, sometimes I went weeks without playing this game when I was recording this playthrough, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have it better the way I do it for that, personally, but...
Probably, but wait, as long as the recording style works for either of us,
Yeah.
and we don't miss parts.
I mean, I just like to make fun of you.
Yeah,
So-
I know you do,
That's my thing.
Mr. Backseater.
This fucking idiot. Oh, shit. So what you're supposed to do is climb up right beneath him and, like, do a web sneak down from below him. But I don't fucking know that.
Oh my goodness.
I think this is one where you have to be in stealth, because it's, like, supposed to be a stealth mission. But I don't know what happens if you just go in guns blazing.
You should be seeing right now.
Hey
Nobody
guys,
can look
I'm
up.
Spider-Man! I'm Batman.
Nobody's allowed to look up in this series.
So glad these guys in the middle of the courtyard. Nobody's looking at them.
I'm tired.
Yeah, stealth in this game is kind of boring. It's just, I mean, it's fun to, like, quickly zip around to, you know, find your targets or whatever.
Well, there's a difference between boring to play and boring to watch.
Yeah.
This
but I
doesn't look
think
boring to play.
it could be more interesting. I don't know. What am I doing?
I mean,
There's a
I'll
guy-
admit it doesn't look like as fun as like the best of Assassin's Creed or something, or like the Batman Arkham games, but
Hey, but in Assassin's Creed, you can't just web sling across the entire map. I'm just saying.
you're right.
That
You
is
have to
like,
put thought into your movement.
that is like the main make or break with this game. If you like I mean, it's hard to not like the movement, to be honest. The movement is just so fluid and nice.
Hmm. I mean, the one thing I don't like about what I'm seeing is it looks way more automated than what Spider-Man 2 had. Which Spider-Man 2 is probably a little too unautomated, but it gave you an insane amount of freedom and a high skill ceiling. Which is what I liked about it. This looks a lot more automated, so you're always going to do well web slinging.
I mean, yeah. That is a way to describe it, for sure.
Yeah, and like the
Um,
only other experience I can think of that comes close to Spider-Man 2 for that is like Ultimate Spider-Man. Because at least in that game, the web slinging's basically unchanged.
See, that's
That game
why
just has other issues.
I think probably you'd be more interested in, Spider-Man 2, which has, an unassisted swinging mode.
This one doesn't?
No, this is just the only movement that you have in this. And for Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, they add the unassisted mode.
Ah, so I can just go straight and play that. I can ignore this one.
But the story.
I'm about to see the whole story. Why do I care?
Somebody fucking move. None of these guys are wanting to get stealth takedown.
I will literally go and buy Spider-Man 2 as soon as this game or commentary's over.
Oh my god. I mean, this game is fantastic.
I'm sure it is. But if the second, like we talked about last part, if the second game is mostly similar to this, I can just play that because I already know the story.
But how much have you been paying attention to the story?
Enough. You're investigating this crime syndicate because they're doing bad things. Martin Lee has been heavily hinted at as being the leader. And your pal Otto Octavius has been screwed over by Norman Osborn.
Okay.
Have I missed anything? Oh yeah, and MJ has a strained relationship with you. That too. Have I missed anything?
No, I think that about sums it up.
Exactly, I'm playing Spider-Man 2. Fuck you. Sorry, I guess I'll start with Miles Morales.
I'll ask you again in approximately 9 parts.
You better remember.
Oh, I'll remember. These fuckers are just camping. This is bullshit. I can't stealth take down them.
There is always a way. Just
This guy that I have webbed up on this light is just in full fucking view. He's lit up, and nobody is looking up.
that's okay. It'll never be as funny as how Metal Gear Solid looks.
Get this fucker. These guys are also hung up like really low to the ground, so there's no excuse why they shouldn't be seen.
Just he's the last guy. Just jump down and punch him.
Is he? He said danger.
He can be talking
I
to
mean,
himself.
someone can see him. There's two of
that's
them
true.
right there. They're fucking playing
Whatever.
it
Just
smart.
go over and punch him.
They're playing it smart. No, because then waves of enemies will spawn. Yeah, I can just get this guy.
You've been on this for 10 minutes.
And it would have taken longer if I fucking decided to just actively punch one of them. 'Cause
Yeah, but
more of them
combat's
would've
always more
spawned.
exciting. We all know that.
No, it isn't. We've been watching plenty of it. And you have been telling me to just skip it. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Just take out everything that isn't a cutscene or doesn't have character dialogue in it.
So what do you say we do some perfectly legal searching?
I like the sound of that. What's your name?
Officer Davis. Call me Jeff. And you are?
Sorry.
Hi, Jeff.
I was too busy listening to the story, and I was like,
Breaking down doors?
I thought you were
trying
trying to ignore me.
no. I just completely, my brain blocked out whatever you said, so.
Oh, that's good.
This rundown should have a hole in the wall.
Yeah, now we got a sidekick.
Check around back. I'd go
Oh
myself, but you
boy!
not Spider-Man.
I like how they just have instant walkie-talkie communications with one another.
Don't you?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Exactly. You
My
fool.
bad. I completely forgot that that's one of my specialties.
Is there a loading screen there, or is it instant?
Fisherman with a grudge and a hook for a hand?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know, because I'm on the PS5 version, which virtually has 0 load times.
Gotcha.
You there?
That's like the big selling point of playing this version over the PS4 version, is you don't have to wait 10 minutes for everything to load.
Got it. Smart.
Just
I wa-
lesser face.
I don't have anything
I
to match
was
the current.
like amazed because that's the PS4 version had a lot of cool little touches for loading screens. Like
Upgrade I've been thinking.
for fast travel, Peter will get on the subway in his Spider-Man costume, and you'll get a collection of several different animations for that. And those were always really nice. But for Miles Morales in this version, because the load times are instant, you don't get those anymore. But they decided that it was such a good feature that they left it in as an option that you can turn on.
That's funny.
But no, if you play this on PS5, you'll do a fast travel and it'll be like maybe 1 second of black fade out, and then it'll fade back in, and then there you go. You can play. It's like so seamless.
Mm-hmm. It's like I'm on a cartridge again.
Yeah, except you play games on your Switch and you're like, why the fuck is this loading so slow?
Yeah, I've never understood that.
Well, they're like probably really small. They are really small cartridges, and they're thus probably not the most.
You remind me of my son.
I don't know how the hardware works. It's probably not necessarily loading it directly from the cartridge. It might just be taking the data that's on the cartridge and then loading it like it's, I don't know, an app or something,
Yeah.
which would make more sense.
It's like,
Looking for something
does the
specific.
3DS have load times?
This yard's been here a long
I feel like some games do.
Yeah, there's definitely load times on
Gotcha.
3DS. They're not ever really that long.
Yeah.
But I love that he needed to go into a full sprint for that 2 feet he ran.
See if my
It's very
backup
far.
can pick up the conduits.
See, that's the kind of thing that like the AAA like graphics whores would whine about this for. It'd be like, Insomniac just doesn't have what it takes to make a AAA game. They couldn't even program a bespoke walking animation for this guy to go 5 feet to a control panel.
Doubt I would have found it without you.
And what are they praising? The new Call of Duty?
No, they're praising shit like Last of Us Part 2, which has like,
Notice anything about the
I mean, admittedly fantastic looking graphics.
Yeah, but it's
and
killing the industry.
bespoke everything. Yeah, but that's why I call them graphics whores.
Yeah.
the AAA whores, because they want everything to be as high quality as possible. I don't care if it's crunched. I don't care if it's you have to lay off your entire staff to get it done. Just get it done. They're those kind of fucking
I
assholes.
can see anyway.
When really, I think we need more fucking just smaller teams making smaller games.
This is
Smaller
funny
games
because
are
you're
fucking
just
good.
repeating what Microsoft said after closing down their smaller team,
Yeah,
making smaller games.
I fucking know. I can't believe
That
that,
was
shit.
fucked.
And it was like it was like they said it was by all measurements a runaway success. Hi-Fi Rush was.
Close the studio.
Close the studio like a week after saying that.
Was Tokyo Ghostwire just that big of a flop?
Stuck the landing and everything.
Like, that's the only thing I can think of is that Tokyo Ghostwire killed the studio.
I have no clue. I honestly
Because that
don't
was their
know.
last game before Hi-Fi Rush.
I guess. That sucks though. I
Like,
don't know. It's I don't know
gotta
what the
play
fuck.
both of them. I'm curious.
I don't know
Also,
what-
I gotta play The Evil Within because that was also Tango.
Yeah,
So
that's a game
it's
I
Shinji
also wanted
Mikami's
to play.
studio, but he left now, so he's gone. Hideki Kamiya also left Platinum Games, so all the Capcom people are moving on once again.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to feel like this is
Yeah,
just a way of
I honestly I just don't know what's going on with fucking
They kept guns here.
Microsoft. Like the learning about how they treated 343 during the development of fucking Halo Infinite and shit.
Yeah, do you know
Just
how
like-
unnecessary the Infinite engine was, and how much it fucked over Halo? Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Well, it's not
why?
it's not even just like that. It's I don't know, the fact that they refused to actually hire people on and mainly relied on contractors for work, so they didn't have to give them any benefits. You know, and the fact that they obviously rushed that game out the door.
You were right, Jeff.
Even though, you know, I think that the developers of Halo Infinite really did have some passion behind that project.
Everyone at 343 had passion for any of the Halos they worked on. Like, say what you will about Halo 5, but they were very passionate about that game.
Well, that isn't true.
Yeah,
They
and
just did not make a great. They just did not make a good story.
Yeah, but they like with Infinite, they were like making lots of strides and, you know, improving that game after launch. Obviously, would have been better if it launched that way. But you know, obviously that didn't happen. But they were trying, and then, you know, Microsoft just pulled the plug on it and was like, "Nope, we're done with this."
It just sucks so much because they created what might be some of the greatest Halo gameplay since Halo 3.
What was that?
I know. It's so fun.
But there's
like
but there's no good levels.
Okay, that definitely
There's
Yeah.
a semi-playable open world,
Sounded like explosives.
and then everything else is the same boring ass hallway design from Halo 4. Like even Halo 5 did better than.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. It's just so Microsoft has honestly just shot themselves in the foot over the years. Those poor devs working on fucking games for Microsoft.
Even the Gears series, they've realized how much they fucked up. They spent all this time setting up a new story and new characters, and then now they're announcing that the next game is just going to go back to the old characters.
stay here.
Hell no.
Like, really?
It'll take both of us to stop
At least bite the bullet and, you know,
some of these.
wait, just continue on. Like, that was another problem I had with Halo Infinite is they basically ignored the ending of Halo 5 to talk about Cortana as much or as little as they had to, and the Guardian, and basically got rid of all association with the Guardians and shit.
Yeah.
And really, at least own the fact that you wrote the poor ass mess that is Halo 5.
Yeah.
You know,
I
Sega
can-
never
I
has to
can
deal
agree
with
with
any of the writing issues of 06 because they were also smart enough to make that game non-existent. So, like, you gotta own it, guys. You made the game.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm a little impressed.
I gotta play Halo Infinite again. I don't know if
really
they ever
wanna
did
play-
any content updates. But I should probably actually beat the story so I make my full judgments.
I
it still has
think
issues.
any plans to, you know, expand the story or whatever definitely got canned because like they initially said, "Oh yeah, Halo Infinite's just going to be the game that we add like DLC stories to all the time for the rest of time." And that's definitely not going to be the case anymore because some executive is going to see, "Oh wow, this game didn't do very well," and it's definitely the fault of the game itself and not Microsoft's poor management of it.
You know what sucks too? Is with the modding potential and such, I wonder if you'll start seeing people try to port all the other Halo games to its engine.
I mean,
Well, you
we're
get
not
some
too
really
far
cool
off
stuff
from
like
that.
that.
With Forge, they're already like they implemented like a Forge playlist that had a bunch of recreations of classic Halo maps, and they put those maps in the like actual rotation for a while there.
Right, that's multiplayer. I'm talking about like actual campaign levels and shit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like add some
someone
enemy
could do
placement
that.
and shit. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You gotta realize there's also a good chance that nobody that would be doing, or there's a chance that anyone that would be doing that won't, because, you know, that game is dead and nobody cares about it anymore.
Yeah. I have a PC now. I should download Halo Infinite on here.
The fucking
The Xbox One version of that game runs like ass.
yeah, when it came out, and for like a good solid few months, me and my buddies were like constantly playing the multiplayer on that together, and it honestly really fucking fun arena first person shooter. I can't deny that. It's really fucking fun.
Yeah. There's just nothing to do.
I mean, it got more stuff to do. They just, you know, Microsoft pulled the plug before they could really add a ton. So,
yeah.
Not much better. These guys are all over the road.
And that's why we're not doing any more Halo for this channel.
No. I already got Halo 2 recorded. I'm probably going to re-record it. I'm definitely re-recording Halo
So
3.
then you don't have it already recorded then, effectively, if you're going to re-record it.
It is on the Dropbox. We can choose to use it. I would just like to re-record it. Because, hey, I have an Xbox available. I might as well record it off of that.
Instead of your crap top.
I recorded it off my Xbox One? What?
Then why are you saying why is that like the qualifying factor for you if you've already recorded it on an Xbox?
Original Xbox.
Ah, okay.
Dumbass.
You didn't say original Xbox. You
I
just
said Xbox. That is what it's called.
Yeah, but guess what? Microsoft has a horrible fucking naming scheme for their Xboxes, so I just call every Xbox an Xbox.
But they're not. There's an Xbox 360. There's an Xbox One. They're all different from the Xbox.
Yeah. Try explaining that to your fucking, like, 50-year-old mom who's trying to get your brother a new console.
Well, I'm not explaining that to her. I am explaining it to you, a grown-ass man who knows the difference between each Xbox console.
Yeah, but still, call it the original Xbox. Dumbass.
I gotta get a good way to record off of analog connections.
Yeah, the RetroTink 5X Pro that I showed you.
That dude
is
almost got his
excellent.
head run over.
Oh god, it's Yoshikage Kira. Kira Queen, Daisano Bakata.
Dude, I was at a bookstore earlier. They had all of JoJo Part 2 there. I was so tempted to grab it right there and then, and I was like, for 4 volumes, it's going to cost me $80.
More than you.
Yeah, I had a very similar experience, but it was with Part 1 at one of my local shops.
Part 1's hard to find right now. I've been to like 3 different bookstores and they only have like volumes 1 or 2 of Part 1 and that's it.
I think that might just be because, you know, they put these things into print. People want to start buying them, so they start with Part 1, but then, you know, they give up because money.
Yeah. I was tempted to start grabbing some of the other parts, but I'm like, I should probably just go in order. I have a single volume of Part 4, and it's just the last volume.
Yeah. I don't have any JoJo volumes, sadly. And JoJo's like my favorite fucking manga at this point.
It's fun. It's a fun read.
Time to head home and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Especially for Part 1.
Oh,
so much
we finally,
better pace than the anime.
We're halfway through the 4th part of this. 3.5 hours in.
Let's talk
we
about
just
Halo
got
some
the
more.
ability to fast travel. It's funny that we were
forgot
talking about the
recording
fast
this.
travel earlier.
What's happening?
What is happening? What are you talking about?
What's happening?
I'm trying to get back into my apartment.
Okay.
Shit. shit. Dude, his apartment's fucking small. This poor man. It's just a single room, no bathroom.
Forgot about the
Just how it
eviction
is
notice.
these days.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, it was foreshadowed from the beginning of the game. Now we gotta go on a quest for Peter's shit. That was the most extra thing he could have done. To
That's
look
fun.
at that.
If your stuff's not there, you're out of luck.
Wait, please. This is important.
Dude, there's so many people on the sidewalk there. How did nobody see him?
Because nobody can look up.
It should be at the municipal garage at Bowery and Grand.
No, I'm talking about when he did the backflip to move the dumpster off the wall.
Bowery and Gray. Not a problem.
So what specifically are we looking for?
Well, you know, he got evicted. So all his junk got kicked out. So he's going to go find that, and in all that was his spider drive, which had important designs in it or something.
Gotcha. It's his porn drive.
I think it's we're gonna get like a new gadget from it, pretty much.
No, it's the porn collection.
It's his photos of MJ.
The main street of Chinatown.
It's his Snapchat.
That's why they broke up in the
My-
first place. She found it.
Yeah, she found his My Eyes Only, so he made a special encrypted spider drive so he could keep all the MJ photos.
I didn't realize Peter was such a player.
He keeps it for personal reasons. He doesn't use it as blackmail. So
Of
he's
course.
just a pervert.
Alright, well, we
Dude,
talked
this
about
part-
the fall of Microsoft. What's the next topic?
Just in general, like, it's not even just Microsoft.
It's the fall of the AAA.
It's just AAA in general, yeah. Because, like,
Who made Quadruple A? That was Ubisoft, right?
yeah, they made, like, that Skull and Bones game or whatever.
Yeah, how'd that work out for them?
Well, it's still active. It didn't immediately get shut down, so that's a thing. But it does look like an extremely boring video game.
It is a video game.
It is a game where you gather resources and you sail
And I'm
pirate
asleep.
ships. And I don't actually know what else you do in that game, to be honest.
Didn't they already
It
make
looks
that?
it looks like Sea of Thieves, but boring.
Why is
'Cause
that
there's-
what they
there's
decide
no,
to
like-
make as like the first Quadruple A game? That's so boring.
There's like a lot of people who are like really into like pirates and shit. I've never found that as something interesting to me.
I like
that
the first two
interesting.
pirate movies, and that's like it.
I'm not even a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, really. I know that's sacrilegious. I'm sorry, but
Oh, I don't blame
It's
you.
not-
I don't
they're
think
not
they're
that
necessary
great.
for everyone, but I think I just have
Yeah.
fun with them from my childhood and shit. But I don't fantasize about being them,
yeah.
especially for a video game.
Speaking of which, they now have Pirates of the Caribbean in Fortnite. Everybody's favorite game.
So, anyways, this building's more interesting, so we're gonna talk about that now.
We're breaking into the dumpster headquarters.
Can't have people stealing garbage.
Well, yeah,
There's another way in.
no shit, Peter. most people lock their facilities
It's not really breaking and entering.
lest
if
they
I don't
be
break it,
sued
right? Okay.
for some reason. I don't know.
It's not breaking and entering if you get caught.
Not
Yeah, it's just the thing with all these
time to panic.
places. None of them have security cameras.
Empire Sanitation, city.
Sorry.
That's the only way any of these games like this work, is if there's no security cameras.
Just means it'd be somewhere in West Chinatown.
Great.
Some
I'm
do.
there now.
Hey, it's a long shot.
Yeah, but that's usually like a mechanic in that particular level when they do have security cameras.
Yeah,
Any idea which one?
unless
Like
you're Deus
in Watch
Ex.
Dogs.
All
like in
Deus
Watch
Ex
Dogs.
has them.
That's uptown.
I mean,
Oh,
Rachel
yeah.
Jerry's.
Well, in like Watch Dogs, I'm sure like you just hack them or whatever. Like you have to be on the lookout for them and hack them to get them out of the way.
Yeah,
But-
if they show up, it just means there's another mechanic to deal with. So if they're not there, it's because the developers just didn't care.
Wait, I think I see the trucks.
Which I wouldn't blame them.
Should be some trucks close by.
Yeah.
Stuff's not here. There has to be another
That's
truck
a
around here.
tiny load.
There's so many of these trucks just sitting on this block
Oh my
because of
goodness.
this stupid ass fucking mission.
No sign of my stuff. What an interesting smell.
Why? It's just a fucking board and a plastic bag.
Hey, that could have been cooking in the sun. You never know.
I mean, I guess. Just a fucking body.
Was on Route 35. They'd be dropping off at the incinerator right now.
Incinerator?
Oh no, now there's stakes.
Better hustle.
That's something I've always noticed. Oh my god, it's such a problem in Miles Morales especially. You can tell that game is super rushed. You'll be doing just like a random side quest for some random person. And then it'll slowly start turning into this, like, larger conspiracy. And then, oh no, we have to fight a bunch of criminals at the end of it. Because that's the mission structure in that game.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's really repetitive. It's literally every single mission. Yeah, here we go. It's... It's like... Oh, it'll start off like really innocent, like, oh no, I lost my cat. Spider-Man, can you help me find my cat?
I mean, yeah, if you do it like once or twice, it's fine. But if you keep doing it, I see why that's a problem.
Been terrorizing the whole neighborhood the last couple of days.
Yeah. It's like so many of the missions in that game, though. Like, it's less of a problem in this game. This game definitely has more of a variety. But Miles Morales, you can tell they were kind of struggling with the missions. Yeet! Look at this fucking extra shit you have to do to get these bags out of the way. You can't just pick them up.
Please be here, please be here.
I'm Spider-Man, I gotta leave evidence of my whereabouts wherever I go.
Fancy.
Phew, looks like everything's
Yeah. Web
Someone
bomb
tells me there's a
prototype.
lot of Easter eggs in there, probably.
kind of awesome.
Probably.
Why didn't I ever finish it? I think I
Yeah,
can make this work.
it's just a power up effectively. That's what that whole mission was.
Neat.
The web bomb is pretty fun though. You just toss it down, it'll take a second, and then it'll blow up and then like grab a whole bunch of enemies nearby. Or it'll like web up a whole bunch of enemies nearby.
Tutorial.
Yay! That basically one shot like half of these guys because they all got stuck to the car. He's not fighting fair, says the guy who's in a group of 10 trying to beat up one guy.
Pulls out a gun. He's not fair.
He's not fighting fair. It's a good thing this electricity doesn't affect me. Oh yeah, this is my favorite gadget, is the little electric drone that follows you around.
Okay, well, this night
You mean
is
the camera?
as planned.
No, the little drone right there. We don't have fucking Kamek with a floating cloud and a camera on a stick in this game. We just have the cameraman that films all the Flash movies.
The Williamsburg Bridge.
I don't get it.
A convenient route to someplace else I can't afford to live.
Just think about it. The cameraman who films the Flash movies has to be as fast or faster than the Flash to get all those shots.
All right, how am I gonna talk my way onto MJ's couch?
What? That
What
was
do you
really
mean, what?
That just came out of context.
Stay over? Oh, that's too
Something about
What,
MJ's
what I
couch,
said or
I don't
what-
know. What he
Oh.
said.
MJ, I was just in the neighborhood and
Well, he was saying he needs to find a place to sleep, so he was wondering if MJ would let him sleep on his couch.
I get that now. I just phrased it weirdly.
I was too distracted by what I was saying
such a big deal.
to listen to Peter.
We're just friends, right? Friends crash
And
on
now
the
he
couch.
has to have this anxiety
It's not
monologue.
weird or anything. It's just a couch.
You gotta have something to listen to while you're swinging. I would have preferred to just hear Tobey Maguire say, that pie was good. Over and over again.
I'd rather just him doing his, like, no scream over and over.
No!
It's so iconic. That's probably a mod for this. Like, just replace every Peter line of dialogue with Tobey Maguire saying, "No!"
There's gotta be so... Okay, slight spoilers for Elden Ring, but I haven't ever seen this boss, and I know nothing about it, so I don't think it's really that much of a spoiler, because I haven't been in the game. But I guess there's this boss that spawns in, like, that has, like, a lot of bones that appear, or something, in its animations.
That's why Jonah paid me to
Uh-huh.
And someone made a mod where every time a bone would spawn in this boss fight, it would play the riff from Bad to the Bone. So it starts off, you just hear it like once or twice, and then you just hear the game trying to play it like 60 times
I
over,
think I'll find somewhere else to stay.
as all of these bones just keep spawning in.
That's amazing.
It's so fucking dumb.
Crash with him.
Yeah, just that over and over again, all at once.
I saw like a meme of that with one of the Dark Souls bosses. So I guess someone turned that into an Elden Ring mod.
Oh, it's probably Grave Lord Nito.
Yeah.
Catch me if you can.
Oh, it's
I know that.
definitely not Catwoman character.
Black Cat, dumbass.
I know who fucking Black Cat is. God damn it. But she's clearly definitely not Catwoman.
Shut up!
It's the most fucking blatant clone.
State University.
I've
No,
ever seen.
no. Black Cat
Handholder.
gets this weird mutation that alters her luck field, like Domino from Deadpool. So she's different.
I know. Even Shocker's a part of it.
Uh-huh.
Running jobs for the demons.
Totally different.
Anyways, it's the black... It's Catwoman.
Pretty bad enough. Hope it's not something worse.
Look, if you're trying to turn this into the next Astro Boy thing, Astro Boy fits so much better. Just saying.
We were good together.
Look, it's Catwoman.
Maybe it's time to reignite the flame.
It's Black Panther.
Black Cat. Don't tell me she's scoping out
Be-
places to
get
run.
it? Because panthers are
Give up
cats.
that life. What was she looking at?
Enlightening.
Anything look out of place?
There it is.
Good thing it has a very nice, obvious glow.
One of her cats.
All you really have to do is look for, like, the fucking graffiti of her face.
RFID signal.
Because that texture is always nearby. That means that she sits there and painstakingly paints
She
herself.
must be desperate for
It's
something.
either that or she has an artist on.
She has a
retainer.
giant ass stencil she carries around with her and just puts it on buildings, spray paints over it, and it's done.
Yeah. Of course. She has, like, not that many missions. But you obviously, all the shit you get from all these little missions is basically just
We'll have Black
fucking,
Cat's suit and equipment in the evidence lockup.
like, resources to upgrade.
I think so.
That's like
Is she back at
the
it?
standard for all these different missions that you can get.
Still there.
There's not that much variety in terms of rewards. All you really get is stuff to upgrade your suits
Yeah.
or make gadgets. That's about it.
I forget this. Yuri know who Spider-Man is?
I thought we were gonna meet up for dinner tonight.
Yuri knows
Sorry, I forgot.
Spider-Man but doesn't know
It's been a
Peter
long day. We
Parker.
lost funding at the lab.
Oh, Peter, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you said. You literally cut out after you said Yuri knows.
She doesn't know Peter Parker. She knows Spider-Man.
Okay, thank you. It just went sound like, god damn it. Perfect time.
Sorry, I know I said it quietly. Maybe Discord just didn't pick up on what I said. Give me this fucking tower. But yeah, this game's great. You just, like, parkour around and you get leveled up. You get experience. it's like a minute amount of experience. It's like hitting those springs in Sonic Frontiers. You know the ones I'm talking about. They let you do tricks.
Looks like we've got some doorbusters. It's not even Black
Bitch.
Friday.
At least this game doesn't need the Ubisoft method of buying a permanent EXP gain upgrade. Do you know they did that?
Like buying in real life
Yeah.
with real money.
In Assassin's... I don't know if it's in Valhalla or in any of the later ones, but in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you could buy an upgrade that gave you permanently gave you 8% more EXP for every encounter you did.
Huh.
Yeah. I defend Ubisoft a lot. I don't think they're as bad as people say they are. But then you get egregious shit like that, and it's like, it's hard to defend.
Well, when you have, you know, a company that exists like EA or Sega or Konami,
Or entering? Maybe don't pull
it's
it
hard to be shittier than those companies.
To be fair, EA did address all complaints on Battlefront 2, and it got good. And then they abandoned it as soon as it got good.
I should look for more towers to activate.
That sounds familiar.
It's a shame, too, like, if they just kept adding maps and such after the resurgence, like, Battlefront 2 could have gotten so good. Because they had finally added in Conquest mode, and pretty much they just spent the rest of their time just adding in maps and for all the other eras of Star Wars, and as soon as that was done, they just bailed out.
Well, that's like pretty much kind of what we were talking about with Halo Infinite as well. Like they after like the launch was bad. They got a good stride going eventually with their seasons and updates and content and whatever, and then they just pulled the plug because yeah, they didn't regain the popularity of like initial like hype launch pretty much.
My guess is Game Pass probably hurt them too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because making your multiplayer free was probably not the best move. Maybe for when the game was starting out with a low amount of content, but like, if they were planning out to release like all their content at once, then they could have had it as a paid upgrade, and I think that would have been better.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I was very confused. I thought it was like a cool thing that they were, you know, doing kind of the unexpected and making their multiplayer free, which basically guaranteed that game having a huge launch with a ton of players playing it at least.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that the campaign didn't do as well. And it was you didn't have to pay for it if you're on Game Pass, so I don't own Halo Infinite.
I also, like, I haven't obviously played all the Halo games, but Halo Infinite's campaign also just kind of seems lame compared to...
Holy shit, that guy's gonna get roasted alive. That's fucked.
There's already a fire in there.
I'm talking about the guy attached to the car.
Oh, yeah, he's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, shit!
He's dead.
Dude, he actually blew off of it. Look at that. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, Xbox is going to be doing great.
Xbox is fucking doomed. The writing's on the wall. There's not going to be any more Xbox consoles like after the next one, if there even will be a next one.
I'm sure there'll be a next one. I think Sony is probably going to see a downfall soon too.
But yeah, like everyone's like realizing that just having a PC and like a Nintendo Switch is all you really need.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Because it looks like even Square Enix might start pulling out of PlayStation after Final Fantasy VII's done, because they made the comment with 16 and such that for some reason, our games aren't launching as well as we thought they would, even though they're exclusive to a single console.
Yeah.
That's $500.
That most users haven't migrated to yet.
Like, again, thankfully... Jesus Christ. Like,
fuck! Shit! Fuck! God damn it!
Like, again, thankfully, Final Fantasy 16 is getting a PS or PC port. That's already been announced, but like, painful waiting for it. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but just think, like, you just bought a PC, and like, obviously that was more expensive than a game console, but you're pretty future-proofed. Like, all you'll need to do to in the future is buy like some new PC parts to upgrade slowly over time,
Right.
and that can take like years for you to even need to be able to do that.
And all I gotta do is purchase the next Nintendo console, and I'm set.
Yeah.
And even then,
So-
if I don't get it immediately, it's not the biggest worry for me,
Oh shit!
since Metroid Prime 4 is coming out to Switch, and that's kind of all I care about. I can sacrifice
Yeah.
whatever the next Mario or Zelda game is for a good long while if I need to.
Which, you know,
Oh man.
Thank
just
goodness I
not
wasn't
really
a
a fan.
Nintendo kid growing up.
Everyone except people who use their phones in movie theaters.
I wasn't either, but I, you know, had a Wii U during the Wii U era, so I kind of had to become a Nintendo kid.
Yeah, but that sucked, you fucking loser.
Yeah, but now I've realized that I get to play Mario games, which are some of the best games ever made, so I can't complain. Shit!
Can't relate.
Let's not do that again.
One day
I
I'll
hate
know.
this
One
mission.
day I'll know. All I be in is Galaxy, though.
Oh, Galaxy is fucking phenomenal. God damn it.
You say that, but I honestly don't remember. So I can't tell you.
What do you mean? How do you not remember Mario Galaxy?
So I played it when I was like 10 or 9.
Well, then, effectively, you haven't played
Like,
it. if
I'm
it's
pretty
been
sure I
that
played it
long.
before Sonic and the Secret Rings. Because I think after I got Sonic and the Secret Rings, I don't think I ever played Galaxy again.
Bam.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have a rule for myself, at least. If I haven't played a game in a long enough time, then I effectively haven't played it at all, and I get to basically have a new first playthrough.
Fuck
of
that
it.
rule. I still have high opinions of Black Knight.
When's the last time you played that, though?
When did it come out? Like 2010?
2009?
I'm pretty sure I got it after Colors. But I was done playing it before Generations. So we'll say probably
So
around like
you-
2012 or so. Probably around the last time I played it.
Generations was 2011,
Oh, well then, Jesus Christ.
so it was probably early 2011 that you last played it.
So I know I played and beat in it all because like I was looking for more music from the game to be in Gens. And it's disappointing that it was only Misty Woods.
Yeah. At least we got.
At least we have a part title for this. Microsoft is screwed.
Yeah.
Another camera. Gotta be black.
We definitely.
That's the one nice thing about these Spider-Man videos. They've been very easy to make parts for. Or make
The
up part games for.
the AAA industry in general, like we were saying, it's just so sad.
Meow.
There it is.
Why are you doing this, Felicia? You know I'm gonna catch you.
Why are you? How did you afford all these cat Funko figures?
Do you think Sonic's still a AAA game?
Sonic hasn't been a AAA game in a very long time.
Gens are Unleashed.
I would say Generations still feels very AAA. It's only really missing a story.
Because I'd argue that Forces is a AAA game. Like, just going
So
off
Forces-
of look and feel of it, it is a very polished game, and it has that AAA feel in the graphics.
Forces, though, you say that, Forces is definitely missing certain animation flourishes that existed in both Generations and Unleashed.
And the newest Call of Duty
it's-
games are missing a hell of a lot of shit. So I don't
Okay,
think that's necessary
well-
to be AAA.
I'm saying also Forces is also lacking compared to Generations and Unleashed in terms of its gameplay and level design, which are
So are the new Call of
significantly
Duties.
weaker. You're. I don't give a shit. I'm talking about Sonic.
I'm just saying, I think it's still AAA. It's a lesser AAA. AAA doesn't mean it's good.
The demons.
No.
AAA is just a term for like game quality, and I think that's where I think Forces still sits there.
I think. I'll disagree. I think Forces feels like Forces is like a small step below like Colors in terms of that, and that's clearly made by the smaller, lower budgeted team at Sonic Team. I don't know. It's like I don't know. There's just a bunch of small things that Forces lacks compared to Generations. But whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's all semantics anyways. Sonic isn't even a AAA franchise anymore.
The only AAA game I am excited for anymore is the next Doom game. That's about it. Maybe maybe the next Assassin's Creed, but we'll see if the controversy doesn't kill it or not.
I mean, in terms of, we were just talking about Sonic games. In terms of the, raw, graphical quality, animation flares, that sort of thing, Shadow Generations is pretty on par with Sonic Generations, but it's obviously going to be a smaller game.
Well, I don't know. People consider Bowser's Fury a AAA game.
But yeah, I mean, it's like a smaller game, but still obviously made by that.
I don't know. I think
very passionate.
Based on what we've
Nintendo
seen of the
3D
levels,
Mario
it looks
team.
like they are going to be at that quality. But
Yeah.
what I'm still hesitant on is the open zone, because we have basically seen nothing of it.
Yeah,
outside of a couple of screenshots, which
I'm a little
has me a little worried.
I mean, it's not the main focus of the gameplay, I don't think.
The open zone? Pretty sure it is.
Shadow Generations? No.
Pretty sure it is.
The whole point of Generations is the classic levels you go to.
True, but if they're going to this many lengths to include an open zone, I imagine it's going to be a huge part.
They said the reason they included the open zone was because Sonic Generations had a hub world for all of its levels, and we wanted to do the same thing for Shadow Generations, but we also took inspiration from Frontiers for the Shadow version of the hub world, is essentially what they said. So it's like, I'm sure it'll have a lot more to it than the Generations hub, but I'm sure they're mainly seeing it as a hub world for the levels. Because, like...
No, because in that same interview, he also said, when asked about the game length, he did say that it was really hard to describe because it can very much depend on how much players spend time in the open zone.
Well,
making me seem like it's going to be closer
game.
to the Frontier style.
That's true for
Frontier's
any game.
length.
Because, like, they were saying the open... For Frontiers, they were saying, oh, that's a 30-hour game just to beat, and then, like, double that to complete.
I'm sure it is to a lot of people.
I would imagine it's very hard for anyone to take longer than 20 hours to beat that game, but, whatever.
That's how long I took to beat it my first try. And someone who's worse at the game and probably dicking around more than I am, I could easily say 30 hours, which is probably what they were playtesting with. I don't think it's that unfeasible.
Yeah, but as far as we know, there's only one open zone for Shadow Generations, and it's just the one hub for the levels. That does look like it has more to it, like I said.
I assume I'm just going off of. I'm assuming it's the size of an island from Frontiers.
I could see it being smaller than Chronos, which is tiny already.
I just doubt it based on from what they've said. It looks like they're going to be basing it a lot more there, especially with the story focus this game's going to have. So I doubt the levels are going to have much story focus there.
Well, what Izuka said there, though. I'm sorry, this is a Spider-Man part, and we're talking about fucking Sonic like this.
We're talking about everything but Spider-Man. That's what happens.
Yeah, the fucking what he really was saying in that interview was, there's not as many levels as Generations, but there is a more open zone environment, so it'll probably even out in terms of playtime. That's how I interpreted what he said.
So what, Generations is what, like 3-4 hours? 3 levels with 2 acts each of Shadow. Probably gonna take a collective 20 minutes for those.
Also they did
so
confirm
this is like a 3-4 hour open zone then.
which is as long as it took me to beat Chronos and fully complete it.
So it's gonna be the size of Chronos.
Or smaller, because
it could be smaller, but with more to do. Who knows?
Because they're saying 3-4, or they're saying that for. Well, also, they also said there's going to be more than just 3 stages. So they just don't want to reveal everything. It was when they did that graphical comparison video. People online were like, I really hope these aren't the only 3 stages in the game. And one of the social media team members was like, there are more stages in Shadow Generations. We're just not showing them all. We don't want to reveal them all.
Oh, well, is that going to be base game or expansions? This is the question. So I don't know.
Well, he said in the game. I would assume that means the base game.
You never know.
No one was
you never
talking
know
about
anymore.
DLC.
Okay, most DLC today, though, is included in the game, and you're just buying a code. So that's not really DLC. So, who knows? I'm sure it's what you said. I'm sure it's what you said, and it's in the game. I'm just being an asshole.
I'm getting my perfect dodges real quick. I want to get my bonus objectives done. Fuck this guy.
Crush in the face.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you were talking about, okay, so they're saying it'll like even out the time, so the open zone will be 3 to 4 hours. But they also said, Frontiers would be, a 30-hour game, and I beat it in 10, fully completed. So, yeah. It really is going to be your mileage may vary, aka if you're good at Sonic or not.
What I'm hearing is that people who aren't good at Sonic are just going to have a better time. And more money well spent.
Well, no, because I'm sure I'm going to put 1 million hours into Shadow Generations like I do for every Sonic game, so... Yeah, guys, I know I said we probably wouldn't talk about Shadow Generations again before launch, but who's watching this far into the Spider-Man parts? If you're watching this far into the part, leave a comment.
I don't care if you complain. You can say as many bad things as you want, but viewer engagement is viewer engagement, so fuck you.
Yeah, if you're still watching, leave a comment and tell us to fucking shut up about Sonic for once. Fuck that guy.
Stop being rude and close the door without slamming it, but whatever.
It's fine. My dog barked earlier. So, how about that combat in Spider-Man for the PlayStation 5?
I thought I was watching Assassin's Creed.
At some point I did get an upgrade to my focus meter, because now I have 2 bars of it. Don't know when that happened. Yeah. I'm also getting a really fucking high combo.
Nice. There is an Assassin's Creed game with a grappling hook.
but does it work like this?
Closer to Batman Arkham.
I fucking killed that guy.
He ain't moving.
I hit him on that fucking steel beam up there, and then his body just flopped to the ground.
See, what you don't know is Peter got really drunk and depressed when making the software, so he added in an AI that never displays anything as dead that he may have done.
Yeah,
So his
it's
conscience
always
is clear. It was always displayed as status alive.
What? Why did that guy jump down? Oh shit! Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, this game has a questionable camera sometimes. They have a lot of these sections, or they have a lot of like combat sections where you are in like more enclosed areas. Oh, fuck that guy. And we'll see that later on. Like we're gonna have like more facility infiltration missions and stuff.
Great. I'll just
But those missions can get a little hectic because you're just in a room that's full of shit and there's enemies throwing bullets at you all the time and
Once enough pressure is
Whatever.
applied, they'll all be mutated to one horrifying mass.
Didn't we make a joke about that last time?
Yes, we did.